Hey guys, what is going on? This is your old pal CHH. So, just for clarification, it's like 8:50 at night right now. It's Monday the 8th. So, I mean, we could find out by the time this video drops, there could be already be more news, but I do want to talk about what we know so far. We just did a video talking about Netflix deal that apparently was approved with Warner Bros. Discovery and, buying a lot of the assets for Warner Bros., etc. And, I gave my opinion on that. Now, some people completely agreed with me. Some people kind of agreed with me. And some people vehemently disagreed with me and said I'm just out of sorts on some of my opinions on that. And that's all well and fine. But now Paramount seems to have taken they're not taking this well. They are going for the jugular. They're doing a even bigger bid to buy all of Warner Bros. Now. They feel like this is what they have to do. I think they call it a hostile bid in the business. Now we're going to read a little bit about this, and I'd love to give you my thoughts on whether I think this is better news, not better news, or if it just is what it is and what it could mean. So we're going to be going to an article right now. Here we go. Let's go ahead and get this pulled up. All right, guys. Paramount launches hostile bid for Warner Bros. Discovery despite Netflix deal. The offer comes days after Netflix struck a deal to acquire Warner Bros. Discovery studio and streaming assets. Paramount's hostile bid is for the entire company. That's the difference right there. The entire company. That's insane. All right, let's read a little bit about this. Paramount is launching a hostile bid to acquire Warner Bros. Discovery after it lost to Netflix in a high-stakes bidding war, the company announced Monday, setting the stage for a corporate drama worthy of Succession. Paramount said it would offer $30 per share for the media conglomerate, which owns the Warner Brothers film studio, the cable channel HBO, the streaming service HBO Max, and a portfolio of cable brands. In a federal securities filing, Paramount said the hostile bid will be backed in part by funds from Saudi Arabia. What is that? Qatar, however you say it, and the United Arab Emirates, as well as the Affinity Partners, an investment firm founded by Jared Kushner, President Donald Trump's son-in-law. Oh, I'm sure that's going to make some people totally happy. Netflix agreed last week to buy a large part of Warner Bros. Discovery studio and streaming assets for $27.75 per share. Netflix's takeover would not include the Warner-owned cable channels, which includes CNN and TNT. Okay, so those would stay with that would not be part of the Netflix deal. Interesting. I guess they see no value in Turner Network Television or CNN. Which those cable is kind of a dead format. To be honest with you, I actually don't think Netflix is off kilter with that. My 2 cents. The offer lays the groundwork for what could become a public and contentious battle for Warner Bros., a process that has already included appeals to Trump, who says he intends to play a role in any merger. Warner Bros. Discovery Board of Directors has already approved its deal with Netflix, but Paramount's move to go directly to shareholders, a maneuver known in the business world as a hostile bid, will push what have been private negotiations into the public realm. Holy shit. Paramount's bid for Warner Bros. Discovery is the latest head-spinning twist in a saga that has riveted Hollywood, where film and television executives are growing increasingly uneasy about studio consolidation, contracting content spending, and the rise of generative artificial intelligence. That's absolutely true. We have a lot of people that are uneasy about all that. In a news release, Paramount says offer to Warner Bros. Shareholders provides a superior alternative to the Netflix transaction, warning that a deal with the streaming giant risks entangling the studio in a context regulatory process. WB shareholders deserve an opportunity to consider one superior all-cash offer for their shares in the entire company, Paramount CEO David Ellison said in a statement. Our public offer, which is on the same terms we provided to the Warner Brothers Discovery Board of Directors in private, provides superior value and a more certain and quicker path to completion, he added. On Monday afternoon, Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos projected confidence about his deal to buy Warner Brothers. Today's move was entirely expected, he said at the UBS Global Media Conference, referring to Paramount's hostile bid. We have a deal done, and we are incredibly happy with the deal. Wow. In a statement, Warner Bros. Discovery's board said it received Paramount's offer and will carefully review and consider it. The company says will inform shareholders on its decision of Paramount's bid within 10 business days. For now, it says it remains committed to the Netflix deal. So we'll stop right there. Guys, this is fucking nuts. So, obviously there's things that go over my head when I read stuff about this, but it does sound like, you know, Netflix was buying, you know, they were buying the house, but Paramount wants to buy the house, the furniture, the toilets, the paintings on the wall, uh, the, the microwave, the blankets. They want to buy the house with everything in it, which is sounds like their technique to try to do this hostile bid that they're talking about. But I'll be honest with you, man. Just reading all this, it doesn't really make me feel that much better either way now. It's just like this is gonna be there's g- I I initially said I want Paramount to come out on top with this. And part of me does still feel that way for selfish reasons, which is petty, but that's, my selfish reasons are I just know that Paramount would be more committed to obviously home video is important to me. It's a very important way for me to enjoy films because streaming is borrowing, streaming is approval to see something, but it's not owning, and I don't like that. And I also feel that Netflix obviously is they're at home movie service. They're not something that's promoting for theaters, which we already lose so much stuff when it comes to what we go out and do. Places shut down, things that we did when we were kids, arcades, it's all gone away. And the last thing we need now is the movie theaters to go away, which I still feel that, yeah, if Netflix was, going to come out on top of this, it would just siphon off a lot of properties that could be huge. Like let's just put it to you like this. Gremlins 3, if and when it comes out, under Netflix, there is that chance where it could become just a Netflix movie. That movie would probably do 200 million plus at the box office. Gremlins 3, and I could be undershooting it big time. We could be talking 400 or 500 million, maybe even more than that. And that's just exciting to me. I like being a part of those big blockbusters or the surprise movies that do really well in the theaters. Um, but man, this business stuff is brutal, and all these other people getting involved to make these huge bids. It's just like holy shit. It's I don't know. It's kind of freaky, but if you think about the other side of that coin with all the properties that would then go back to Paramount, Jason, Friday the 13th, Gremlins, Jason, Nightmare on Elm Street, they'd be Paramount properties. And I just imagine what they could also do with it. Paramount's a very proactive studio when it comes to stuff that does well. They're the only ones that could pull off a Smile too. They were the only ones that could pull off a Smile. For all intents and purposes, Smile was just a decent little horror film, but they marketed it brilliantly, and everybody went to go see it in the theater. So then when the second one came out, it did really well too. And the second one, they actually got it right. They made a good movie for two. So my point is, there's things that Paramount does as a studio, as a movie fan, that I like more. There's not a prestige about Netflix stuff, with the exception of Stranger Things. They definitely struck gold with that, but it also comes at a price. How much did they spend on making Stranger Things? It's so much money. So, it's just I get stressed out reading about this stuff, quite frankly. But I do feel like, yeah, I think I'm still somewhat on hoping Paramount can come out on top with this. But we'll see, guys. This is brutal business. You got Netflix saying we're not worried about that. They're not going to get it, and then Paramount's going public, offering ungodly amounts of money. So let me know what you guys think about all this down below. This is just riveting stuff to read about. Then you have to wonder why Warner Brothers is selling to begin with. Like, are they really hurting? Like, or why are they selling? Where the hell is this coming from? Has this been in the works for a while? And how does Netflix have that much money? I was talking to my wife about this. She's like, what's going to happen is Netflix, if Netflix gets this, they are just going to crank up. Netflix will become $20 a month standard, at least. It's going to become so much more expensive. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. So I don't know. There's definitely probably negatives on both sides. There could be positives on both sides, but we'll see. I just I don't know even what to think. I'm just going to let this play out and see what happens, guys. But this is riveting stuff. We'll probably be reading about this for years to come. This is one of the biggest business. I mean, Warner Brothers is coming to an end, essentially. That is insane to think about. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this whole thing. This is your old pal CHH. We'll talk to you guys very, very soon. I'm sure we'll get an answer about this quicker rather than later. Huge, giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.